So to give you an idea of some of the specialties, there's the girlfriend experience or GFE, very much so emotional, connective. Those that are looking for more of a romantic encounter. There's the porn star experience, which is like getting to step into the shoes of a porn star and try all those incredibly erotic things that you've seen online. Really a ton of fun. It lets you be incredibly creative in ways that you usually don't get a chance to. There are threesomes, there's BDSM experiences, there's overnight options where certain ladies will allow you to spend the entire night with her, sleep together, wake up together, like a really immersive GFE. Oh my gosh, there's just an incredible range of things.
Welcome to the Open Bedroom Podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Kalo. Welcome to conversations about open relationships, online dating, and creating relationship dynamics that truly align for you. Hey guys, welcome back to the Open Bedroom. Y'all, today I have Alice Little. She is a courtesan. Am I saying that right? Courtesan.
You are.
At the Chicken Ranch. I don't know if you guys have seen the Dolly Parton movie that features the Chicken Ranch, or you've heard of like the Bunny Ranch in Nevada, totally legal brothels. So she's going to come on today and tell us how she got there, what's it like if you want to go visit, what could you expect? And then we're going to talk about something super fun at the end for creators. So Alice, you have the floor, sister. Tell us all about you.
Hi.
Hi.
It's so nice to meet you and everyone. My name is Alice Little. I'm a legal sex worker, sex educator, and intimacy expert. I work at the Chicken Ranch. I create content on YouTube and also work with individuals that are looking to improve intimacy in their lives. I started this career journey, oh gosh, back in 2015. But before I ever arrived at the ranches, we'll have to back up a few more years. I was working as a sex educator at a BDSM dungeon in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
It was the most amazing opportunity to get to take classes from all sorts of world-class experts in just a variety of intimacy skills. Eventually, I was encouraged to start teaching on my own and started to develop a little bit of a name for myself in the educational circuit.
I love that. So BDSM Dungeon to Bunny Ranch and then Chicken Ranch. I'm curious, obviously you're a businesswoman, which I know we'll get more into. Like what made you see this pathway where you were like, oh, this is going to be a lot of money. And there's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of success. I'm going to get out of the dungeon and I'm going to end up there. What was that journey like?
Well, for me, it wasn't so much a financial goal that I had, so
Okay.
much as I was looking for like emotional fulfillment in what I was doing.
Mm,
Educating to a group of people is incredible, but I was really looking for more of that one-to-one connection where I
mm,
could actually help somebody and be incredibly life-changing to them. I heard initially about the ranches by another educator. She would travel 2, 3 weeks and then stay and work at the ranch for a couple of weeks.
mm.
It sounded like such a great opportunity to blend two things that I was incredibly interested in together. And so in November of 2015, I decided to make the leap and apply online to work at the Bunny Ranch.
Awesome. So 9 years, right? Am I doing my math right?
Yes.
So what have you, I want to be like, what have you learned in 9 years? But I don't know that I want to take us down that pathway. But I have so many questions for you. Like I'm looking down at my list. Let's just start with what is it like being a professional in this space? What is it like? What's it like? What does a day in your life look like? I'm imagining that you're not working like 7 days a week. You have like pamper time and downtime and other things to do time. Yeah. What's it like?
Yes, it's incredible in the sense that you truly are an independent contractor.
Okay.
You set your own schedule. You decide when you're on tour and off tour. You
Mhm.
get to choose which appointments you accept and who you want to pass over. You're able to take time away from work to take care of yourself. And of course, you have the ability to work on other projects too. So it allows me to create for YouTube and Patreon and OnlyFans and all sorts of different places. So for me, my week is really flexible depending upon what my priorities are, what appointments I have, and what other goals I kind of have spread out throughout the week. Most ladies go on tour for 1 to 2 weeks at a time, where they
Mhm.
fly from wherever they are and usually will stay at the ranch for the entirety of that time. This allows them to be available for both appointments as well as for walk-in guests, those who
Mm.
may not know who they want to see. At this point in my career, I'm only available by appointment. So rather than going and staying, I'll put myself on tour for 1 week and I'll accept appointments throughout that week. So I'll travel back and forth from the ranch and be able to do various things in between, such as self-care, working on YouTube episodes,
Mhm.
photo shoots, all sorts of different things.
Okay, this is making a lot of sense to me. Okay, so you don't live there, you're not there all the time. You set your appointment and your schedule to where you're doing blocks at a time, where it's 1 to 2 weeks, whatever works for you. And then you have a set of people. So I want to talk more about that, that come and fill your schedule. I'm assuming, obviously you're high demand. So people are booking how far out at this point?
I keep a schedule up to a year and a half in advance, though I have had people make requests for up to 2 years in advance for something in particularly special.
Right? Like, it's my 40-year birthday. I want to do something super fun. Okay. Do you tend to have then a lot of repeats? I would think so.
I do. I would say probably 60% of my guests are friends that I've had the opportunity to connect with previously that have chosen to come back one or more times.
Awesome. So, one of my questions that I got, I kind of polled my listeners and I was like, give me everything. What do you have? And one was, what makes a great guest for you to say yes to come back again? What are you looking for?
I am looking for someone that is courteous, someone that is going to be polite and kind, who's going to follow the general protocol of the location. You don't just walk in the door and grab a woman by her butt and think that you're going to have a good time. No, that's going to get you kicked out by security. Sayonara, no fun for you. So, an absolute first thing is I'm looking for someone who's going to be a kind person, someone who's going to follow the rules of
Mhm.
the encounter. Then I'm looking for someone who is communicative or looking to work on their communication skills. Unfortunately, I'm not a mind reader, and as good as I am at guessing and making connections based off the experience that I have over the years,
Mhm.
I can't definitively tell somebody what it is they're looking for. I need them to be able to put words to that, or at the very least, be able to send me some reference pictures, video, something to give me an idea of the picture that they see in their mind. So this way we can work together collaboratively. And finally, I like people who are fun. I genuinely enjoy my job. I love my guests. And so I love people who love to have fun. Getting to make those memories together is really special, particularly when it comes to building that relationship over time.
Mhm. So I'm picking up on you saying the word guest instead of client, which is what I think terminology I was using as I was sending you and your people questions. To me, guest is a great word because you're coming and then you're leaving. You're not staying and we don't have a relationship. Is that kind of the intention?
Kind of. I mean, I think of it as a guest in the sense that I am a host. And so I want to be a good host to somebody
Mm.
when they're in my space. And I want to follow all the good graces, make them feel welcome and comfortable, make sure that their needs and desires are being met within that. But in terms of a relationship within this industry, it's very much so up to those two or more people in the case
Uh-huh.
of a couple to kind of decide what they want that relationship to look like. Of
Mm.
course, there's always a start and an end to the physical intimacy. We're certainly not all living together, moving in together, getting married, anything of that sort. But many people will choose to have me as their dedicated professional girlfriend rather than going and navigating Tinder and Hinge and Bumble and all those awful damn relationship
Oh my
websites.
gosh.
They so much would rather connect with somebody that they already know that they
No.
vibe with,
Hmm.
who is able to skip past all the pretenses and the first date anxiety and just go right into the good stuff of a relationship.
So I was under the assumption, and I just made all of this up, by the way. Like I don't actually know. Although you have an incredible YouTube channel. And if you guys are listening and you're not following Alice on YouTube, I will make sure and put the link below. She has so much information. But I guess I was under the assumption that someone would hire someone like you for like you had mentioned a special event, or there's a scene that I've been wanting to try, or there's some sort of sex that I've never had, like you mentioned the dungeons. I'd love a sort of a dominatrix experience. What is that? I mean, are my projections correct? Or is it normally people that are like, I kind of view you as like my long distance girlfriend, and whenever I come into town and can get on your schedule, I want to have an experience with you?
You know, you're right. It's both of those
Okay.
things and so much more. People come for all sorts of different reasons and personal motivations. Some look at this as a bucket list opportunity. They want to accomplish something like, I really want to have a threesome. I want to lose my virginity, but I want it to be in a good, positive, like really amazing way. I don't want it to just be like some random sex thing. I want this to be special and memorable. I'm nervous and scared of women. Can we like go on a practice date and help me through those anxieties so this way I can actually like land a girlfriend in the future?
Mhm.
Hi, I don't know what I'm doing in the bedroom. Can you teach me how to please my wife, please my husband, learn how to please women in general? Because I don't know. I've never even had sex before. It's just an incredible range of different reasons, and I'm open to any and all of them, truly.
Awesome. So people find you since you're booked so far out. They're finding you on social media and YouTube and all of the other things I'm sure we'll cover towards the end that you're doing. So if I was to, well, number one, are you bisexual or straight?
I am bisexual, more
Okay.
so pansexual. I don't really care so much about gender. It doesn't matter what your gender is. It matters who you are as a person first and foremost.
Okay, so I can use myself as an example. So if I'm interested in Alice, you, and I'm like, I want to try this thing that I'm sure she's really good at. Maybe we've had a conversation around it, and I book you a year and a half or so out. That's not going to be everyone's experience, obviously, but how, I guess, would they make that happen? And then if you're not available to meet with someone, but someone wants that experience of, say, the chicken ranch, how do they go about making that happen? Like, I'm thinking a lot about newbies. If you're a newbie and you're listening, chances are most of the people that are listening have never been to the chicken ranch. What do you do if you're like, I want to do this? How do I have an experience?
So it all starts with an email. My email is real easy. Alice Little at thealicelittle.com. Really, really straightforward. And with that initial email, you'll introduce yourself, share a few sentences about what it is you're looking for, and then share a time frame that you had in mind. I'm going to be in Las Vegas from January 13th through the 19th. Is there anything available in your schedule between those days? My schedule's flexible. I'm here on vacation. And then just shoot the email off. From there, I answer all my emails personally. I try to get to them at least every 16 to 24 hours most of the time. I try my best to keep up with things very promptly. And we then have a conversation. Tell me a little bit more. I'll ask questions if there's anything I want to know about a particular desire or fantasy, or see if maybe someone has a special request they've never thought of. Like, is there a certain outfit you would like for me to wear? Is there anything special that you would like to explore in the bedroom for the first time, such as role play or sex toys, any new positions that you've been wanting to try, things of that nature? I try to very much so allow for possibilities to be open.
Mhm.
Many folks don't know what to expect. They don't know what's possible, especially when it comes to a first time experience. So I try to share as many options as possible for people so then we can start to narrow down and tailor their personal experience. So this way, I'm able to really get to know them, make sure that they're having the best time possible, and kind of go from there. And for what it is worth, the ranch is very wonderful and allows me to fly in any point in time. I just need about 48 hours notice to be able to fly in, fill out all the paperwork, and be available for an appointment. So most of the time, I have something available within 3 to 4 weeks. Every once in a while, I have last minute availability. But if for some reason I'm not available, there are always ladies at the Chicken Ranch. You can absolutely walk in and request something known as a lineup. This is when everyone that's available and not currently with the guest comes out, introduces herself by name, and you have the opportunity to walk up to whichever lady you choose, go on a tour of the house, and then have a conversation with her back in her suite about what it is that you would like to do.
Yes, this is what I was envisioning, like the lineup of ladies, and then you just kind of gravitate towards like what feels, I don't know, most aligned.
Yes,
I'm
but I'll
st-
tell you though,
yeah.
most new guests are
Uh,
terrified of the lineup.
are
I
they?
actually really recommend making an appointment for your first time because it feels incredibly intimidating to have a lineup of 10 to 14 drop dead beautiful women all standing in front of you. And now the pressure is on you to select just one. A lot of people feel really uncomfortable. They'll be like, oh God, I can't choose. I need to think about it. They'll go back to the bar and like let the bartender know, oh, I want to talk to so and so, but I didn't want the other girls to feel bad.
Hmm.
Most people find it way more comfortable to make an appointment because then you also get the advantage of that advanced communication. With my guests, once we have a select date, I share my personal cell phone number with them so we can text back and forth and continue to get to know each other leading up to that date. And of course, answer any questions that they may have. Not every
Fantastic.
lady necessarily offers that. We're all independent contractors, so
Mm.
I can only speak to myself and how I set up appointments with guests and handle communication. So I don't want to set up any false expectations for anyone that's not me if they're not doing things in the exact same way. It's
Mhm.
not that they're doing things wrong. We're all independent contractors. Even though we all work at the same place, each lady individually signs a contract with the location. This allows her to come and go very much so as she pleases.
Awesome. Okay. I'm curious if certain ladies have certain specialties like you, where if someone says, I want a BDSM experience, or I want an orgy experience, or I want needle play. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something that would be like outrageous. Would everyone be pretty much up to do any of those things, or are there specialists?
There certainly are specialty activities, particularly BDSM,
Mhm.
because it does require advanced knowledge, training, and skill. If you're interested in seeing someone and using the dungeon space, you'd absolutely want to reach out to that lady in advance. Additionally, we have a dungeon on the location that is available with advance appointment. So this way we can reserve that room just for you, make sure that nobody is giving a tour of that space or otherwise using it for photo shoots or a walk-in guest. It's set aside specifically for you. So to give you an idea of some of the specialties, there's the girlfriend experience or GFE, very much so emotional, connective, those that are looking for more of a romantic encounter. There's the porn star experience, which is like getting to step into the shoes of a porn star and try all those incredibly erotic things that you've seen online. Really a ton of fun. It lets you be incredibly creative in ways that you usually don't get a chance to. There are threesomes, there's BDSM experiences, there's overnight options where certain ladies will allow you to spend the entire night with her, sleep together, wake up together, like a really immersive GFE.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, there's just an incredible range of things. There's role play where we dress up as specific characters and maybe act specific roles. Cosplay where we might be like movie characters, like I've always wanted to have sex with Jean Grey from the X-Men. Yeah, we can do that. We can make that happen.
How much fun. Is there a specific experience or request that you get over and over? Like, is it as basic as like, I just need some like a really great blowjob or something similar? Or is it, do people get really crazy? Like, can you be, Batwoman or something?
You know, the most common request is eye contact. Really and truly, eye contact. We are such visual creatures and we're so turned on by what we see. And there's a certain magic that comes when you look into someone's eyes and you're being intimate with them that really just has this way of pushing the experience over the top. So, more so than any other request, people will say, I really enjoy eye contact. I love getting to see you and watch you watching me and me watching you. There's a real mutual pleasure there.
Wow, what a neat thing that you've shared because this is so attainable. Like if you're listening and you don't have any plans to go to the chicken ranch, all you have to do is just look your partner in the eye. And how
Hmm.
like how much more could that increase the heat in the bedroom and your connectivity? Okay, my last question
Yes.
about like blocking and tackling stuff. I know you have a lot of stuff that you want to share as well. Is just like what kind of budget do you need if you want to see Alice Little or go to the chicken ranch?
So every single lady is
It's different.
different,
Yeah.
incredibly different. There's a huge range. I usually like to say plan to bring four figures, and depending upon what you want to do, how long you want to spend with the lady, experiences go all the way into like the mid five or six figures, even if somebody wanted to say, book the entire house for a weekend. That would certainly be an
Yeah.
extravagant experience for someone. And keep in mind, of course, that this truly is a huge range. So don't go, oh my God, six figures. I could never afford that. No, this is something that is accessible to everyone.
Mhm.
Most people have the ability to set aside a few $1,000s to indulge in their intimacy and have a once in a lifetime experience and
Mhm.
come away with an incredible host of knowledge. And so when you hear those numbers, don't feel like "Ugh, panic. It's for everybody.
Awesome.
Couples, men, women, everybody. We have guests that use wheelchairs, we have guests that are deaf, all sorts of different things. Truly, everybody. So long as you're 21 and up, that is.
One of the big questions that I'll just give you the theme, and the theme was around safety for you and safety for them. I get lots of questions on my podcast about STIs and prevention of STIs and how do we do that if we're in open relationships and sleeping with more than one person. And so I'm curious if you want to just talk for a few minutes on like the safety aspect for you and for them. And for you, the questions were more related to how does she stay safe? And what if she's with a guest that doesn't feel comfortable and how is there isn't that cute? They were really worried about you. So I'm curious if you want to share any of that.
Of course.
Okay.
So I'm very privileged to be one of the few legal sex workers in America. Sex work is only legal in Nevada and only within the Nevada brothels. This means that not everybody has the opportunity to work within a legal framework. Well, what does that mean, a legal framework? Well, that means that we have staff and security present on site at all times. There's a security checkpoint you have to go through with your ID before you can even come into the building, to give you an idea. All of the rooms have panic buttons that go directly to the police. If we hit them, they call us and pretty much say, "We've received an alert and we are on the way." Gosh, we have incredible protocols around STD and STI testing. Condoms are mandatory, 100%. There's signs posted all over the facility on every single bedroom door. Condoms are mandatory. Not only that, we're required to test for a complete list of STDs and STIs every 7 days. Not even porn performers are testing with that level of frequency that Nevada brothel workers are. We undergo the most comprehensive health screening to make sure that there's no risks in that regard to our guests. In addition to that, there's many security and safety measures in place. The ladies use stage names, their legal information is highly confidential. Any sort of stalking or harassment isn't going to be tolerated. There's certainly a blacklist that if somebody misbehaves, they are going to get removed and never be allowed back again. And because of all of those measures combined, we don't really have problems. Like the only time I've ever had to hit like a panic button
Mhm.
ever was for a medical emergency that somebody had, nothing to do with safety. Like it's a beautiful, wonderful environment that has been curated since the 1980s, and they're still open today. So they certainly have something right going on.
That's so neat. And it definitely, at least my nervous system feels so calm when you talk about it that way. And I think that with such a, I don't know, not scary or risky, but a lot of people look at this kind of work or even just opening your relationship and having sex with more than one person is a very highly high risk thing.
Oh,
So,
yes. And so many people that are like looking to open up their relationship for the
mhm.
very first time choose to see a professional.
Mm,
Much like a daycare professional.
mhm.
I don't want your husband.
Yeah.
I don't want him. Take him home with you. I don't want to keep him. Please, we're gonna take him under my care, have a little bit of fun, send him home with better skills, happier, and ready to go. And the beauty of doing that kind of an experience together, where you're then choosing to move from just opening the relationship and allowing him to see a sex worker, but then choosing to open up to the potential of a threesome, both
Mhm.
of your desires get met. Both of your boundaries are respected. There's an incredible, lengthy conversation that happens before any sort of intimacy occurs. And goodness knows I have plenty of experience to share, which helps to remove some of that initial anxiety that oftentimes happens.
Hell yes. I love it.
I
Okay.
love threesomes. I love couples.
I do
It's one of my
too.
favorite parts of my job is getting people to love each other more for the shared experience and moment that they had. It's just such a beautiful, wonderful thing to see.
That's cute. That's Scott running to get a piece of paper to take to school as he walks out the door.
Oh, the
Oh, yeah,
cutest.
it's my
As
partner.
just as we're talking about cute
I
couples, I
know,
love
right?
that.
Yeah, and we're in a throuple, so I agree with you. I love the
Even
threesomes.
better.
I know. Okay, girl, I want to give you some space and time to talk about the work that you're doing. So, what's been on my mind recently has been lots of ethical porn and conversations around porn being ethical and workers being treated not only well, but fabulously, letting them choose the partners that they're having sex with. Um, and OnlyFans continues to be on my radar. I had 3 conversations this week about OnlyFans with clients that were starting OnlyFans accounts. You have something really special called the Adult Roadshow, and I want to give you some time to tell us all about it.
Yeah. So, as a reaction to seeing these studios that own the content, pay the ladies and talent once, and don't have any sort of residual, there's no ownership for the talent, I decided to kind of flip that model on its head and start a collaborative, cooperative production company called the Adult Roadshow. So what we do is we travel all across the country and all over the world to different content locations where various vetted, established creators that have tested into the house meet up at this location to create content of their own design. This could be an entire scripted 70s theme movie. This could be a fantasy fairy scenario with wings and all sorts of cuteness. It very much so allows the creators to create,
Mhm.
but more importantly, also be owners in their content rather than using other platforms where they own the platform, like OnlyFans or many videos. What I'm doing is allowing people to have their own domain and use the Roadshow system to be able to have their own individual websites while also being able to collaborate and connect with everybody that's also in the Adult Roadshow network. This way, the creators are also the ones in control. They own it. They're the ones that directly benefit from it. No secondary party taking a percentage. It's all about the creators.
Fantastic. So you're not necessarily producing these videos, but you're creating a hub for creators that they can then meet up and make all of their content. And then where does the content go? Does that matter? It probably doesn't matter if it's just for the content creators, right?
So that's the beauty of this is that it is full scale production too. As
Oh,
part of the events, there's photography, videography, all of the camera folks are provided. So this way, folks are able to share in those editing costs. And rather than putting them up on many videos where they take 40% or OnlyFans where they take 20%, the content will get to live on their own website. So
mm.
this way, each person can have their own individual member website that you can subscribe to support that specific creator. And since the Roadshow is a collaborative network, you're
Mhm.
also able to sign up to more than one creator and get access to that many more videos. The Adult Roadshow will also have its own member site that features the large group collaborations. So this way you can kind of get to know all the different road stars.
Fantastic. Because I know right now on OnlyFans, if you don't have a direct link for someone, you can't find them. Like there's not a way to just
Hmm.
search. So with yours, it'll be more like an adult video, like Balesa or whatever, right? Where you can get on, you're paying some sort of subscription or you're paying directly to the content creator for the videos that you're watching.
Yeah, it's going to be subscription based, so you're able to
Right.
sign up to a creator's website. That money goes to them directly. There'll be additional videos that you could purchase, and then you can sign up for additional creators. And you'll even be
Wow.
able to see a lot of those creators working collaboratively together. So
Is this the first
let's,
of its kind?
it is, this is something that has never been done before. Usually, websites, when they create something, are looking for control. They
Mhm.
want to control the engine. That's not what I want to do here. I want to make sure that the creators are leading the way and they're the ones truly in charge.
This is really exciting because I think about I've mentioned Balesta. I pay for ethical porn and I won't watch any porn if it's not ethical and it's not through this website. But I'll notice like, oh, I really like this person or that person, or I like these two people together. And I love that this is a
Hmm.
new option where not only is it like, Balesa controlling the production of it or even the writing of the scripts, but it's the creator going, yeah, but I have these other 10 projects. Like, do you want to see the other work that I'm doing? Here it is all in one spot.
Yes, yes, exactly that. And rather than say Balesa owning the content and
Mhm.
receiving the primary benefit, it's the creators. So when you
Awesome.
subscribe to the website, they see the benefit of that subscription, not the ownership of Balesa.com. The reality is, even through Balesa, as far as I know, the girls don't receive residuals on the
Right.
content. They get paid their modeling fee. It's a one-time fee. And usually they also have to sign over the ownership rights of the content, which means that that content lives on Balesa. They aren't able to post it on OnlyFans or
Mm,
many videos or other platforms. They have complete control. And you were asking, where does the content for the Roadshow go?
mm,
And the answer is everywhere. It'll start off being exclusive through people's member websites to kind of honor the fact that this project was created together through the Roadshow. But
mm,
after that period of time, please go post it everywhere, share it. I want people to be proud of their work and be able to benefit from that body of work that they created for the entirety of their lifetime, even after they're
mm.
retired.
Are there requirements for content creators to get to be on your platform? Like, do you want every kind of like random person out on the internet making porn on there? Or is it just high-end porn stars? Is it people like you that are professionals? Like, who's on there?
It's At this point, we're very, very new. And
Mhm,
so it's folks that I've invited to participate and then kind of secondhand referrals. And we're just now starting to open things up to established creators that are already using some of these other platforms, but are
mhm,
wanting to be able to take more ownership over their content and the direction of their careers. So at this point, we're open to everyone and everyone reaching out and having a conversation and seeing if it's a good fit. But by no means do we discriminate. We have everyone of every gender presentation, everyone of every ethnic background, everyone of every body type. This isn't going to be just for the hottest girls on the internet and they're the only ones that get the benefit here.
yeah.
No, we're democratizing this here. This has got to be for the creators, by the creators to genuinely benefit everyone.
Amazing. Okay, I will make sure and put the link to this below. I also love your YouTube so much, so I'll make sure and put that below. You have a whole great link tree. I'll throw that in. You guys can make sure and follow Alice Little. Alice, do you have anything else you want to leave us with? There we go.
There's really three takeaways
Okay.
from my entire career that really make intimacy and really define it. And I would say it's the connection and the communication. You've got to be willing to open up and let down your boundaries and let the other person in so they have the opportunity to connect with you. And then you've got to have the communication. Got to be able to use your words. People aren't mind readers. And the more communication you have, the more your intimacy is going to increase.
Such good advice. Thank you so much for coming on today. This was really,
Oh,
really a lot of fun.
thank you so, so much for having me. This was fantastic.
All right, we'll see you later.
Have a good one.
Thank you for listening to the Open Bedroom Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, go ahead and give us a like and click subscribe below and stay up to date on all the new episodes that we release. If you have a topic that you'd really like more information on, leave us a comment below and we'll see what we can do. Feel free to share this podcast with all of your friends and especially your partners. This is a great way to open up some amazing conversations. We'll see you next week.